Hi, my name is Confidence Seleme and welcome to this edition of the Confidence Booster. Today I want to talk on a topic I've titled Balancing for Success. Balancing for Success. You know, when a baby is learning how to walk, one of the things that helps them along the way, one of the things that helps them to advance, is when they master the art of balancing. It is when they've learned how to balance that they can begin walking and eventually begin running. This is the same with us. In whatever sphere of our lives, whether it's our relationships, our businesses, we have to master the art of balancing. It is when we have learned how to balance that then we can begin walking, then we can begin running. So balance is quite important in our lives. Here's a couple of reasons why balancing is such a vital thing. Where there is imbalance, there is collapse. Where there is imbalance, there is collapse. In your relationship, for example, if there is an imbalance between what you are giving and what you're receiving, then there can be some corrosion, some conflict within the relationship because of the imbalance. One may be giving too much to the other whilst not receiving as much. And this imbalance may cause a collapse in the particular relationship. In your health, if you're overeating, if you're eating junk food and you're not exercising, that creates an imbalance in your physical man, in your body. And that imbalance can cause a collapse in your health. So wherever there is an imbalance, there is collapse. If you look at, in companies, when there is an imbalance in terms of employment equity, for example, maybe they're not hiring enough women, they're not hiring enough people of African descent, then it creates an imbalance, and then that imbalance creates a collapse in that particular company. It creates a collapse in the economy because people are saying, you know what, this is unfair, this is not working for us, the imbalances are way too much. In society, if you look at the imbalances between the poor and the rich, it causes a lot of chaos. It causes a collapse in harmony, a collapse in peace. You see people on the street protesting. Why? Because the imbalance affects us in a negative way. So imbalance creates collapse in society. So we can agree that imbalances cause chaos and collapse in different spheres of our lives. Then we have to sit back and begin studying ourselves and ask ourselves, what imbalances exist in our own lives? Let's look at a couple of areas. For example, do you have any imbalance in terms of your working and your resting? This is an area where a lot of people have challenges, and you get terms such as work-life balance, which are very important. There are so many of us who, we want to provide, we want to give our children the best, we want to give the best, to our spouses, and we believe that, by doing the 14-hour day, by doing the 16-hour day each and every day, then we'll be able to provide. But you find such people at the age of 50, at the age of 45 even, suffering heart attacks, suffering strokes, because why? They have not been able to create that balance. It's good to work, it's good to be productive, but you have to keep in mind the fact that you are a human being and there is a level of balance that you need. Otherwise, that collapse that we've been talking about will happen. They say the ratio, if you want to look at it from a biblical point of view, it's 6-1. So for every 6 working days, you must have 1 resting day. But there are some people who reverse it, they have 1 working day and 6 resting days. And that also creates an imbalance. Because if you rest way more than you should, then it will affect your finances, it will affect your relationships, it will have ripple effects because of that particular imbalance. So we have to stay conscious, we have to stay cognizant of the fact that we need to balance work and we need to balance rest. There needs to be a balance there so that we can be productive, so that we can succeed. Another question to ask is there a balance between faith and works? Some people have 100% faith and 0% works. They are believing for a job, yet they're not going out there to looking for the job. They're not going out there to knock on the doors. They're not going to the interviews. So they have all faith but no works. I was listening to one preacher and he said, if you take chloride by itself and sodium by itself, each become poison. But if you were to combine them, if you were to create a balance of the two, you get salt, which is edifying, which is good for the body. So you have to find a good balance between what you're believing and what you're doing. Otherwise, that imbalance will cause you to fail in whatever you want to do. So you have to balance your faith and balance your works.